hills of northwest Arkansas to the flatlands of the Delta, we're only 53 days away from kickoff of high school football in Arkansas. This is Hometown Sports Volume 2, only on the Arkansas Sports Network. Hometown Sports Volume 2 is being brought to you by D3 Auto Sales. Lifted, leveled, and ready to roll. Drive different. By Tyson Foods. Passionate about food, committed to you, feeding the world like family. By Arkansas Tech University. Financial flexibility, academic excellence. Learn more, earn more. And by Metcalf Trucking Company. Arkansas trucking delivered reliably and with integrity.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Carson Ward here for the Arkansas Sports Network, and I am joined by Elkins Elks head football coach Zach Watson. Coach Watson, good to be with you today.
Hey, thanks for having us, Carson. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So I want to start today by talking about just going into this season. Just give us a general overview of what you're thinking about your team going into this next football season.
You know, coming off last year in the state championship game, just looking for a lot of the same consistency that we had throughout last year. Our guys have come back with a great work ethic, to kind of get us back to that spot. And so we've started our summer out and worked all the way up into the dead period with a couple team camps and a couple 7-on-7s, and just want to see that consistency that we had last year.
So you guys have built quite a program over there. You now have a tradition of winning almost. Just every year it seems like you guys are in the conversation, even when people seem to – in media like us, the people who don't know anything, seem to count you guys out. You find a way to get back into the championship conversation. So tell me a little bit about the culture that you guys have built over there and just what you guys do as far as building habits and what you guys put into practice leading up to the season that makes you guys different and puts you in that position.
I think it starts out with great people, and we obviously have that with our administration. That allow us to do and have certain things that we get that helps our coaches along with our players. And you talk about people. I have a great staff, and they do a tremendous job week in and week out of getting our guys ready and instilling that culture of coming to work every day and working as hard as you can. And that goes along with our players. We have a great, participation throughout the summer. Our off-season programs are always really tough. And our kids like and enjoy the grind, and I think that helps separate us from some other programs. So
you guys play in a very talented area here in northwest Arkansas. You've got, at the higher levels, you have Fayetteville and Bentonville and Bentonville West, and those guys are always in the championship conversation. And then you guys have no cupcakes in your conference, and you have – and then in the non-conference, you guys schedule some really talented teams as well. I know last year you guys played Dardanelle. They ended up being really good. So tell me a little bit about the teams that you've scheduled for your non-conference this season and why you scheduled those teams, and then tell me a little bit about your conference and maybe some games that you guys are especially looking forward to.
Yeah, no, when I first got to Elkins, I thought our non-conference schedule, it was a good schedule, but I didn't think it was where it needed to be. And so obviously as the years went on, we looked to schedule tougher games. As you said, we had Dardanelle last year, but we also had Warren at Arkansas Tech. Obviously a very tough game. They're, a semifinal team. So looking to do the similar this year. We start out with Miami, Oklahoma, who came on late last year, went on a little playoff run in Oklahoma, a very good football team. And then we had Dardanelle week 1, who in some polls have been picked number 1 in the state in 4A. So obviously a good test there at their place, so it'll be a good road test for us early. And then we have our bye week, and then we come back and play Harding Academy at Elkins. And, Coach Henley, who was at Shiloh Christian as their DC for a couple or many years, has taken that program over, so that will be a good test. And then we start out with Gentry, who is always a good football game for our opener conference. And so that'll be a tough matchup. And then you have people like Prairie Grove and Gravette who've been traditionally pretty good in our conference. And so conference-wise, I expect it to be as good as it has been.
So tell me a little bit about this year's senior class. Obviously, you guys have had some very, very talented seniors the past few years, but tell me a little bit about your connection to this senior class specifically.
Yeah, no, it's a really special group. You know, they were 8th graders when I got there, and it's a big group. We've got 23 seniors, so that's a big class for us, senior class. All of those guys have really put in the work and have developed and gotten better each and every year, not only as players but as men. So I'm really attached to this group. It's a fun group. Because they work really hard, you know, obviously, and because there's some personalities in the group, and so they'll be sorely missed after this year. I'm enjoying this journey that's going to come up here in a couple months for us, because it's a good group to be around. It makes coming to work every day fun. So,
tell me a little bit about what you guys do leading up to the season, as far as how much emphasis you guys put on X's and O's and building your offense and building your defense. And then, you know, you're welcome to explain what you guys do on offense and defense as well, but just what you guys do to as far as, you know, team camps, 7-on-7s, what you guys do to prepare for the season during the summer.
That's a great question. You know, we're probably like everybody else. By the time we start spring football, about offensively and defensively, about 80 to 85% of our playbook is in with work throughout the off season. That way, when we get into spring football, everything can flow smoothly. And then we hit the summer, and when we hit the summer, we get 8 events, and I try to split those events up into team camps and 7-on-7s. We try to get 4 team camps. We're team camping at Farmington and at Alma. And so got a couple different events there. And then we do some 7-on-7s. Our kids really like the tournament aspect of 7-on-7s. So we've already done Alma 7-on-7s. We got to the quarterfinals there. And then we've got Salome 7-on-7 coming up. So it's trying to get about 95% of the offense and defensive scheme in from that 85 in the spring. Kind of finish up that last 10 to 15%. With the team camps and the 7-on-7s, and then we start our fall camp. But, you know, we're like most teams, we go 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday with practice, and we're 45 minutes in the weight room and 45 minutes on the field where we actually do football stuff. And so our guys are, you know, it's kind of almost turned into football all year round. Very rarely are we not in a helmet. And so we are able to kind of get all of our work in there. And like you said and alluded to with that big senior class, we've got a lot of guys from 8th grade on that know a lot of our scheme and are able to take what we learn one year and have carry over into the next year.
All right, Coach. Well, your job is done here. I appreciate you coming and sitting down with us. We really appreciate hearing about your team. But if you would, before you go, introduce the 2 players that you've brought with you today.
Yeah, I brought Ben Napier, our quarterback from last year. Very good football player. Started out the year, wasn't going to be our starter, you know, and then 2 days before our scrimmage, our starter got hurt. Ben stepped up and had an unbelievable football season. Really proud of what he did. He was definitely the leader of our offense. I'm looking at him to build on what he did last year and have a big year with more responsibility on his shoulders this year. And really proud of him. And also our defensive leader, 3-year starter, Brooks Williams, an inside linebacker, really leader of our defense, can get our defense lined up. Brooks is a grinder, big thumper. He brings a lot with it when he goes to hit somebody, and I'm real proud of him as well. You know, he's a guy that, you know, if you get there at 6, he's going to be there at 6 in the morning, and he'll stay until whenever he needs to go home to make sure that the job is done. So really proud of these 2 guys and look forward to watching them this year.
All right, Coach, you can go ahead and hand it off to them.
You bet. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, if you guys could just go ahead, get the mics checked real quick.
Check.
Good. All right. Go ahead and introduce yourselves and what position you play.
My name's Ben Napier, quarterback.
Brooks Williams, middle linebacker, a little bit tight end.
All right, so you guys seem to be the leaders of the offense and the leaders of the defense. So, Ben, first, tell me a little bit about your offensive scheme, what you guys do as far as X's and O's for this Elkins offense.
We just do a little bit of everything. You know, add Brooks on to the offensive line to block, run, pass, boot, you name it, we got in our playbook. So, like, there's nothing that we really can't do.
Brooks, tell me a little bit about what you guys do and what your identity is for that Elks defense.
Yes, sir. We run like a 3-4, and our identity is just all hats to the ball at all times. And, all hats to the ball at all times.
So, looking at your schedule this season, this is for both of you guys. Are there any games that you guys, I know Coach Watson talked about this a little bit, are there any games that you guys are really excited about playing just specifically this season?
Specifically in my mind is probably Gravity or Gentry. They're They're probably the two best, biggest, hardest teams to play this year in our conference. Non-conference, it's probably Arden Academy. They knocked us out of playoffs our sophomore year, yeah. And we're just trying to get back to them.
For me, I think it's Dardanelle, of course. A lot of people have them at, number 1. And then for conference, I think it's Gravette and Prairie Grove. I think we're going to have to battle them for a conference championship.
So tell me a little bit about you guys being seniors. How has it been coming up in the Elkins program? I know that last year, Ben, you were kind of thrust into that quarterback position. So tell me a little bit about what it's been like coming up through this program and working with Coach Watson.
Honestly, it was just trust the process, be patient, With Coach Watson, it was just a matter of time of when you grow, sprout, be the guy that you are today. So it was just being patient and getting the job done every day.
I think, us just putting in the hard work, us putting in the hard work, and Coach Watson, he's a leader, and all we got to do is put in the hard work, and he'll put us in the positions to go win games.
So tell me a little bit about the community at Elkins. Obviously, that's a big part of supporting a football program is the support from the community. So tell me a little bit about what makes Elkins special and what it's like playing in Elkins on Friday nights.
In Elkins, it's mainly just football, basketball, baseball. They just don't really like it as much as football. So when it comes to Friday Night Lights, they're there. Just about everybody in the town's there rooting for just a win or, domination.
Oh, yeah. Friday nights are huge for us. Jump Bunch is packed, every Friday. Our fans and all of them expect us to win and are all there behind us.
So tell me a little bit about how you guys now being leaders on this team have learned from some of the seniors in the past just who prepared you to be in this position that you are today.
Well, my sophomore year, Dizzy Dean was our quarterback, and he was a very fundamental guy. So from him, I just learned the game, learned how to act. With Landon Neal, he kind of showed me to have fun on the field, off the field. So I kind of learned from those two just everything about football and being a teammate.
My sophomore year, I had Mason Allen and Gunnar Casebolt above me, or seniors, and they taught me, just be a leader, just be yourself, and put in the work, and it'll pay off.
So that's all I got for you guys, unless there's anything that you want to say about your program before we sign off here.
Go Elks.
Go Elks.
All right. Justin, we're going to go to break just real quick.